Well, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whatever time you are joining and wherever you are joining from. I'm so glad that you're here today and in this moment. So, today I thought I might talk a little bit about transitions and times of change. I was reading probably a week or two ago about a framework that was in a book called Managing Transitions. It's a book by William Bridges. And personally, I love frameworks because they give some context in a very non emotional way to what might be happening in life, in a situation at work. And this book in particular, I found really useful because of all the change that we seem to be navigating right now, whether it's on a personal level or a collective level. And he describes change happening in three stages. So the first stage is endings, the second is called the middle zone, and the third is called new beginnings. New beginnings. And even though they all don't happen necessarily in a linear way or in order, they can be guideposts to the things that we're navigating and helping us find our way through changes. So he says that every change begins with an ending of some sort. So maybe the ending is a role that you've played in your life. Or maybe it's a relationship, which I think we've all experienced at some point in our lives. Maybe it's even a way of being or some kind of a change geographically if you've moved. And he says that even with good change, change brings some grief. And I was thinking about this personally because when my son started high school this year, I remember this feeling of excitement for him and also some denial that he was actually at this stage of his education and even sadness, truthfully. I tried to look forward to it because it was a new experience and underneath, I was really feeling the weight of it that, I was grieving this loss of this little boy that I had, and that stage was behind me. And I think what happened was once I stopped avoiding the grief and just finally surrendered to it, that I was able to really be present for whatever was next. And so that is really characterized by this, or that characterizes this endings stage. The next stage that he talks about is the middle zone. And that is this sort of in between that we're in, where maybe the old way of being has fallen away and the new way of being hasn't quite gotten off the ground. And this time, he says, can feel quite disorienting and pretty unproductive. And I remember thinking about this too. The first few weeks of school. And what helped me during this kind of in between was connecting with a mom who had a son who was a year older and just helping me ride the waves until I felt like I was really getting my bearings. And so, what Bridges, the author, says is that if you can allow these feelings without numbing them, which I think is very easy to do with all of the distractions that we have, or even rushing to try to fix something, that they are really a great place for growth and creativity. You start to think in new ways. The last stage that he talks about is new beginnings. And new beginnings is just recognizing, maybe even in a subtle way, that we've changed and finding our bearings in situations where maybe we didn't really know how to find our bearings before we started to develop some coping mechanisms. So sometimes, even in this stage, and I'll speak again for myself personally, I still feel like a fish out of water. But for the most part, I'm getting the rhythm of it. And one last thing that I'll mention about the managing transitions is Bridges talks about how this is not linear. And I mentioned that already, that this process is more like a spiral. So most days we're navigating not just one change, but we're navigating multiple changes. And there's multiple things going on within those changes all at the same time. So that is what today's meditation is for, is navigating times of change, helping you meet with whatever is unfolding in your life, looking at that through a lens of awareness and compassion, and surrendering to the flow of life. So the other thing that I will call in here is our five essentials. Always be kind to yourself, like a good friend would, and take it as it comes. Don't try too hard to change anything that is happening. Simply allow it to be exactly as it is. So we'll be meditating for about 15 or 20 minutes today, and I will, as always, track the time. So let's go ahead and begin. I invite you to find a comfortable seat that allows you to be alert and relaxed. And if you feel comfortable, you can close your eyes or gaze softly at a point in front of you, beginning to gradually deepen the breath, hands in your lap or at your sides. Beginning to notice what is here for you today. Letting whatever came before this to fade into the background, and letting go of whatever is to come, and being right here, right now, in this moment. Relaxing the face and the jaw, perhaps lowering the shoulders, feeling the weight of your body on the surface beneath you. Allowing yourself this time to be held by the surface beneath you, by something greater than all of us, knowing you are safe in this moment. And if there's anything that you can do right now to make yourself even 5% more comfortable, go ahead and do that. Turn your attention now to the breath, noticing the sensations of the air moving through your nostrils, its coolness, noticing the path of the breath, perhaps the warmth of the breath as it exits the nostrils. Tuning in to the natural rhythm of your breath. Noticing what it feels like to be here, just you and your breath, breathing in and breathing out. coming into presence. There's nothing here to force, nothing here to try to control. Just allowing the breath to be exactly as it is, completely natural, finding its way. And with each breath, allowing yourself to settle more and more deeply into stillness. And giving yourself permission to slow down without needing to change anything. Softening and letting go. And bringing your attention now to the body, tuning in to the sensations of being here and now. You might notice the sensation of the clothing that you have on your skin, the feel of the earth or the floor beneath you. Anything supporting your back. You might tune in to the more subtle sensations of your inner world, perhaps the beating of your heart in your chest, and the sensations of digestion. Nowhere to go, no place to be. Nothing to do. letting your attention rise and fall with each breath. Tuning in over and over again to the natural rhythm of the breath. Noticing where it moves in the body. And tuning in to the overall sensation of the body being breathed. You are the mindful and loving witness as the breath moves in and out, relaxed and calm. Bringing to your awareness now a transition you might be experiencing. And as you bring your attention to this change, notice what feelings emerge in your body in response to the change. Might be a sense of possibility, could be confusion, frustration, perhaps even a deep sadness. Noticing for a moment the quality of any feelings that arise. Perhaps a lightness, intensity, perhaps there's a weightiness to whatever you're feeling. Whatever is true for you is perfect. There's no need to change or do anything in this moment. Simply being the observer. And if any emotion arises, let it be there. Move through you. Breathing in and breathing out as you open up to any feelings, bearing witness to them with kindness and compassion, without any judgment. And if you like, you can welcome in the mantra, I surrender. I surrender. We'll rest in this space for a few minutes and I'll track the time. I surrender. Releasing the mantra now and allowing yourself to rest in this place of stillness, peacefulness, and acceptance for another minute or so. I'll track the time. Bringing your hand to your heart now for just a moment. Feeling the gentle rhythm of your heartbeat and your breath. Perhaps bowing your head and saying quietly to yourself, whatever I'm feeling, I hold myself with care and kindness, compassion. All is well. Perhaps lowering your hand now as our meditation comes to a close. I'd like to read a quote from William Bridges. Change is situational. Transition, on the other hand, is psychological. It is not those events, but rather the inner reorientation or self redefinition that you have to go through to incorporate any of those changes in your life. Without transition, a change is just a rearrangement of the furniture. Unless transition happens, the change won't work because it doesn't take. I invite you now to gradually deepen your breath, bringing your awareness back to this space around you. Perhaps wiggling your toes and your fingers, bringing some larger movements back into the body. And taking your time to come out of meditation, there's no rush. When you're ready, you're welcome to blink your eyes open, taking in the surroundings with fresh eyes. I want to thank you so much for meditating with me today. The light in me honors and sees the light in each and every one of you. Namaste. I'll see you next time.